Happy Thursday. Stefan Roost here, founder, CEO of True Labs, the developers behind the Truth Network protocol. Yeah, glad to be here. Happy Thursday. It's been a hell of a couple of weeks, as you can all imagine. But we're still standing, still going strong and building and looking going forwards. So it's been, to say the least, an exciting week. I think I've been living on about 3 hours sleep for the last couple of weeks, as you can imagine. Not that I'm expecting any sympathy, but just want to share what it's like to be in a startup. We do hard things and we pay for hard things. We got hit by a SIM swap attack. My Telegram got hacked, my Twitter got hacked, and it was an NFC on my phone. And anyway, we're here now today. Throughout that, I don't know how it happened, but we just took this window to just disclose and share everything that's been going on. As you know, we've tried to be as transparent as we possibly can. Number one. Number two is also just be honest. I mean, you guys got to handle the truth. We're being as truthful as we can be and as transparent as we can be. I'm not going to share our attack strategies and what we're planning just yet. I can't just do that. It gives too much of a card to the hackers. And so we're playing it solid, very focused. But we've got a really good plan. The whole team's behind the plan, and we've got some really good partners that are helping us. I've already shared a lot on that on our call on Tuesday. So this is Thursday, coming towards the end of the week. And we're moving forward. We got to keep building. We're going to build this protocol, and we're going to build some really exciting stuff. I'm super excited. And we're resilient. And we have a lot of supporters. A lot of you have been very supportive out there. A lot of our partners, the builders working on the Truth Network and the Proof of Truth have all been very supportive. And we've had amazing reception around some of the products and projects and features that we're building. So I don't want to go into that too much. I just want to say that, that's sort of what I'll say to that right now. I just can't say too much more. But we will be disclosing more and more as we get better and better. But we're going to do this really right. We're going to get this very narrowed down. And we are just working with the best partners to make that happen. And we'll disclose who those partners are very soon as well. Just want to make sure and share with you that the team is heads down working. We've got a SWAT team on the one hand. We've got number of SWAT teams. I've told you about our modus operandi, where we create 3-4 man SWAT teams that just go and build and focus on a specific task. Why? Because they're very accountable to each other, and they have clear deliverables, and we expect those deliverables every 2 weeks from those specific teams. And they've been working on some really cool stuff. So we'll be really excited to share that. Hang on one second. I got this, and I fear that's going to fall over. Yeah, so who's been to Truflation.com? Have you gone to the site yet? Man, I'm sure if you haven't, you will have noticed that something has happened, and it is moving rapidly to the upside. So you can see we've now hit 1.95% inflation. This is year on year. So inflation's going up again. Yep. And you know who noticed it? One of our super early supporters, Jeffrey Tucker. He picked it up. Follow him on Twitter. He's always got really good opinions. And if you want to find out more about Jeffrey Tucker, we actually, on our YouTube channel, have a post where you can actually go and listen to my interview with him. This was done a while back. When was this done again? Only 2 weeks ago. No, I think this might just be a clip of that because this was done way more than 2 weeks ago. He's been really supportive and helping us. Look, he's been in this space for a long time. It is very critical of the government, and what they're doing, but always lots of wisdom from someone as experienced as Jeffrey. So yeah, anyway, so he picked it up and noticed what we're working on. And so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so anyway, he noticed inflation's going up. So what does that mean? Again, back here, it's going up, right? And it seems to be going up. What we can see, if you go into the constituents, you can actually see what's helping driving that. Look at food. Food costs have been going up. Look at this down here. You can see these characters here. Look, since when is this? Since September 17, the food prices have shot up to now about 2.95%. And food, again, represents 15.3% of household expenditure. So this is impacting people. People notice this. And you go, on average, 10 times a month to a grocery store. That's the average visit to a grocery store or per individual. So that's quite high, right? I mean, that's pretty. So you actually go, and every time you go there, you see the prices again. So makes a difference. Housing, we've seen other lodging jump up. Look at that jump there from other lodgings. So other lodgings have gone up to 3.4, 4.2%. So significant jump. Again, housing is about 23.2%. The other lodging is not a big percentage, right? Bear in mind, that is just... so you can see here, look at that, bang, huge jump. But if you look at it as a percentage of the overall housing total, it's not that much, but you can see the small spike that you get here. And other lodgings are things like hotel, where business travel is up a lot more. And ultimately, who's experienced high hotel prices? I was just in London and I tried to look for a hotel there. The prices in London for a hotel, and New York, no different. You're paying $500, $600, $700 a night for a simple bedroom with a bed in there, and that's just to sleep. To sleep. Anyway, I think we've got a bit of a problem there. Just not quite out of whack. The other thing that we're seeing is gas prices. Gas utilities is about 6% of overall spending, and you can see the utilities prices jump significantly, right? Look at the overall. So you can see utilities total. Look at that spike in the utilities total here from 1.65, boom, up to 5.5%, largely due to the gas prices, right? So if you look at the gas prices, they were negative, about at the end of last month, and now we're seeing a 22% increase in gas prices. So that's quite a significant change. And yeah, just want to share with you what's going on. And all of these going up, it's not going to stop, right? I mean, partially, it looks like the U.S. national debt, circle, right? It's like it's all going up. It's continuously going up. And it looks like the aggregate view of Truflation, right? So here, let's just go over here and we can see the U.S. aggregate view, right? So if you look here, we're going up, 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 up. It's constantly going up. Look at that max supply, look up. And then I switch that to the debt graph and look at the total US debt. I mean, it's up, 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 same amount. And then boom, a quick spike again here. Is this because of the election? Is this because of Hurricane Helen? What is this and why is this happening? I think my network is a bit slow. How is that working for you? Yeah, it's getting stuck. It's not good. Not good. Anyway, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I hope you can still see me. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, great. Sorry about that. We'll try and fix that. And yeah, so that's sort of what we're seeing. Sorry, somebody's just coming in wanting to help us with a Turkey index. Yeah, so anyway, we're seeing that. This week has been really big on the job numbers. We knew that. So this week's going to be really big on the job numbers. But not only is it going to be big on the job numbers, I think one of the things is I don't know if you've seen today, right? So in China, Hong Kong, the stock market's open, but in China, the market's closed, right? So it's on holiday. It's Golden Week in China, which is generally China has 2 or 3 times a year where they have 1 week. Chinese New Year is a big one. The Christmas holidays is another season, or a calendar New Year. And then also the October 1 is a big holiday season. It's sort of like the Thanksgiving in the US. You could sort of expect that. But if you look at all of that, right, look at all the announcements. So whilst they are on holiday, you know, the market's still trading, and you can see a lot of the Chinese stocks have been booming. I don't know if you've seen that, but you're seeing, look at all of the companies here that are making countries that are doing announcements, right? You have Italy, Spain is a producer manufacturing index, price manufacturing index, right? So you're seeing France, Germany, right? UK, Europe, you know, Euro, US dollar, challenger job cuts, right? Reserve assets total, US dollar, continuing jobless claims, etc. All of these numbers are being announced today. So huge, overwhelming pouring down of numbers onto all of us, just to highlight how it's all going and working. So you're seeing that, and that's sort of working right now. YouTube, let me know if you're seeing that. If not, yeah, there's not much I can do about it now. I can try and fix it on the go. But yeah, that's sort of what we're seeing in the announcement space, right? So that's pretty a lot of data coming our way, and it's only going to get bigger this month, right? There are a lot of earnings announcements from Fortune 500s coming out this month, so stay tuned for those. We've got inflation announcement this month as well. So that'll be interesting to see how the government actually interprets these data numbers. And we've already seen Powell be hawkish around no more interest rates drops, at least not in the intermittent future. He's going to have a look at the data first, and then, but we see the data live, real time. So that's the great thing about Truflation. Yeah, so that's sort of what's going on there. I thought the other thing is it's not going to get much better, right? I mean, I know we want and we hope that it'll get better, but if you look at what's going on out there, we did a survey amongst our community on Twitter. We asked, you know, is US inflation going to back up? And you all said yes. And if you remember, we've been talking about inflation coming back up at the Q4, end of Q3, Q4. We said it would come back, and it is coming back, right? We're seeing Middle Eastern, you know, you got wars breaking out, the threat of war, World War III, people are talking about. Not sure that's going to happen. We've got the strikes on the East Coast and the Gulf Coast, and I talked about that last Thursday. We had Hurricane Helen breakout. So, yeah, unfortunate to a lot of people. But that has resulted in a lot of different panic activities, right? So look at this. I mean, panic buying's heading their way, right? Number one, because of the strikes. Number two, because of Helen. I can't get a hold of anything. And with the strikes, it's compounding. And, you know, the strikers now asking for 60% pay rise. That's quite a increase in pay rise, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know many people that can get that good a pay rise, but yeah, you know, we're just seeing that problem. But Helen also created a couple of other problems, right? We've seen a problem with the issue around one of the top quartz mines being hit. What is quartz useful for? So quartz, and if you sign up to the Truflation newsletter, you get insights like these, where you get a bit of alpha. You find who and how can we trade quartz? Where can I buy quartz? So you can buy industrial grade silicon. You can find the pricing of that on Truflation as well in our marketplace, which I'll share with you very shortly. And we've got a really cool partnership. I don't want to go into that too much, but we've been really working on that. And so super excited to be announcing that. But yeah, sort of all of these mines, the mine went down due to Helen. And so this is the high purity quartz, right? So that's really industrial grade silicon, which gets produced out of quartz, which is basically sand. But it's really high grade. And spruce pine, North Carolina, they've been working on this. See, it just looks like sand, right? I mean, that's all it is. But I mean, ultimately, that's the real important material that then gets shipped across to TSMC over in Taiwan. So again, I need ships. I need to ship these across. So it's on the East Coast. This is a really rural part of the US, Appalachia. And so, yeah, it's really unfortunate what's hit them. And here you can see broader economic implications. The supply chain disruptors, the halt of quartz supply will necessitate finding alternative sources or methods for producing high purity silicon wafers, which again are more costly and less efficient. These wafers are super important for AI chipsets, all our computer chipsets, but not only AI and computers. We use electronics everywhere today. And so in all the chipsets, we need this raw material. And that's why we think commodities is such an interesting space of what's going on the planet. So we really implore you to have a look at that and see where you can find alpha and what the opportunities are. That's interesting insight. The other thing that we've been seeing is, again, the shipping isn't getting any better, right? It's getting more costly. You can see here, Richard Quest, he just sent out a post, extraordinary number of ships in Singapore, all bunched up here because of the Red Sea disruption. So what's going on in the Middle East is meaning that these ships have to find new routes to get back to the US or to Europe in order to deliver the goods that are being shipped worldwide on the shipping routes and enabling commerce worldwide. So that's having an impact. And I can tell you, just 2 weeks ago, I was on that Marina Bay Sands with Danielle DiMartino Booth, and we were talking about inflation, macroeconomics, and we were looking at those ships in the harbor right there and then. So I can confirm with my real eyes that is a true visual and picture of what is happening right now. What does that mean? That means supply chain is going to add an extra layer of costs. It's going to cost more for these goods to get there. But what does all that mean, right? We just had all of these labor announcements, right? We had lots of discussion around labor prices. Not labor prices, salaries, income reports. All of those came out. We had the ADP come out. We had the JOLT come out. We have the ADP come out tomorrow. But yeah, we've got a lot of activity right now taking place in the labor market. What does that look like, right? So here, where do we have our people? We have our people here. You can see the ADP numbers came out. Boom, actually really strong, right? So a lot of people getting hired, right? So 143 people, new jobs created, right? So it's really funny. And what we don't understand is you see the employment numbers go up. And it's added, right? So we've added 40,000 new growth in jobs, right? So by 40,000. So we hired 103,000 in August, and this month 143. So quite a significant growth. Leisure and hospitality took the big chunk. Construction 26,000, and education and health care services. So you see that, and then you see the jobless claims. So they also go up by 6,000. So we're seeing more people file for unemployment. At the same time, we're seeing more people get hired. Is that due to immigration? We think so. And so how do we deal with that? How do we manage that? Is that what kind of immigration is that? Is that legal immigration, illegal immigration? I think those are things that we are digging deeper into, and we're trying to get more real-time data sets. We work with a lot of, we source a lot of data from these short-term hiring agencies. And what they're telling us is they have the same amount of job positions, but the applicants have jumped 7 to 10x. So they have 10 times more applicants for one position than they had a year ago. So there's a significant number of growth of candidates for jobs as they relate to temporary hires. So temp jobs. So interesting. What does that mean, and how is that going to impact the economy? Yeah, I think, we've got other reports coming out later this week in the labor market and category. You saw all the other reports that are coming out. This month's going to be a really big report. But it's not going to stop there, right? We see other elements adding prices, right? Because of the war, not only, or the threat of war in the Middle East, not only is that slowing down shipment in through the Red Sea in places like Singapore, where you can see the docks, the ships in the docks just hanging around waiting to get shipped. But you're also seeing the price of oil go up. People are worried about World War III, and as a result, oil costs have risen significantly. I mean, look at that jump, right? All the way down from 68 all the way up to $74 in the course of in the course of 3 days, 2 days. That's a significant jump. And here you can we're comparing oil, crude oil Brent, which is in the UK, and West Texas, and so WTI. So you're seeing, again, commodity prices are going up. That means greater shipping costs. The ships have to go further, which accelerates shipping costs. Dock workers are looking for a 60% salary increase, which means more costs on the goods as they get taken off and on to ships and container ships. And yeah, so you're seeing a number of elements that are beginning to compound. And who is being impacted by this, right? So we saw everybody's panic buying. I shared that with you already. But what are the benefits of that, right? And so we've put a bit of so again, if you sign up to the newsletter, you'll learn some of the areas that we think are going to be benefiting from this. So this is a while back when we talked about, this was like 4 podcasts ago or something. But yeah, so you learn these things, 2-3 weeks ago before they actually kick in. But we talked about some of the categories that we think are going to be benefiting from this, right? Yeah, I don't know where we talk about the types of goods that we were talking about. Strike, West Coast logistics. Yeah, so who's going to be affected by this, right? Domestic manufacturing, technology and automation, retailers are stockpiling. And there was another article that I thought was actually really interesting here. I'm going to share this article. It was again, Business Insider. So what did they talk about? The benefactors are going to be people doing air cargo. I need to ship in a drastically emergency shipment, emergency supplies. UPS, FedEx, they've got their own planes. They'll be managing a lot. So they should be getting more cargo loads and ultimately more revenue, right? So who else could be winners? Seeking alternative routes for their goods, logistic networks. I don't know. C.H. Robinson Worldwide. Any of you heard of that? Expeditors International of Washington. Don't know who they are. And here are the losers, right? Zim. Yeah, cost-aware global shipping release. But I think also other losers will be more sort of, Walmart will be a loser, will struggle because they get a lot of their goods from international suppliers. You're going to see Amazon. They're going to be struggling because they get a lot of their goods from international suppliers. So yeah, who else did we see? Yeah, here's another sort of quick answer. You did a perplexity search. Walmart's going to lose. IKEA, Samsung, General Motors, European automakers, right? They ship their cars from Europe. And the interesting, I thought, bananas, food and beverages. So banana supply, the strike poses a risk to the supply of fresh produce and other perishable goods. For instance, 1/4 of the nation's bananas are imported through these ports, which could lead to price hike and shortages. So bananas are going to go up. Stockpile bananas, make banana cakes, freeze them. But yeah, bananas are going to go up in price. It's going to, and the thing is, who does it benefit, right? I mean, I think these strikes, another big fan of the channel of Truflation is Anthony Pompliano. Yeah, and he's got his event coming up in New York when reflexivity research. So really good event, very boutique, very tight. But anyway, very educational, lots of insights into the evolution of digital technology and cryptocurrencies. So you look here, a lot of stuff happening. But he actually found out, the dock workers are on strike right now, and they are looking to get a 60% increase in salaries. But if you look here, right? So what did he say? The dock workers the dock worker pay distribution is fascinating. Majority of the workers make more than the average starting salary of Harvard grads. I mean, I don't know if Harvard grads are a good benchmark, but either way, you would think that Harvard grads generally get paid quite a lot. But, and whether they deserve it is another question, but I'm not going into that conversation here. You can see 851. So the biggest percentage is in this middle bracket here, right? So 300 employees upwards earn from anywhere between 50,000 and 300,000. So that's a big chunk of funds earning in that bracket. So it's quite a good income considering and comparatively to what others are earning. But they do make sure we get supplies, and this is just for visualization. And a 60% increase is quite a lot. So if you're at 200 grand, or let's say here I'm at 200 grand, I'm a part of this 851 here. I get 200 grand, 61%. What is that? That's 120,000. So that puts me up at $320,000 if I get 60% pay rise. But maybe in essence, the pay rise is an average across all the brackets, right? So yeah, more than half of them earned $150,000. So if you take 60% on that, that's about $75,000, $80,000 maybe. And so you add on to that, still puts you up at about 230,000 annual income for a dock worker. Yeah, and I think that's why it's going to be more and more automated. And I just don't think you can stop that automation track. It's just going to come, and there's nothing we can do about it. Anyway, that was a lot of insight into that. And I think it's not all doom and gloom. It's actually pretty good. I think we're seeing a lot of positivity. Tesla has come out with their not their earnings report. Their earning report comes at the end of October, but they just shared today or yesterday, I think it was, their production and deliveries and deployment. So how much gets produced out of the factory and how much gets delivered to the customer. And so here you can see that they are up in terms of overall delivery, and they are deliveries are doing really well, and productions are doing well. So pretty good. I mean, pretty optimized, right? So from their 7,000 cars haven't been shipped to end users. So that's a pretty efficient ratio. I mean, obviously in the earnings call, we'll then see what the price is. Do they have to heavily discount to move it? And here you can see when they announced their earnings on the 23rd of October, 4:30 p.m. Central. So stay tuned. I think you can listen in. I think it's pretty public on doing that. I have never done that yet, but maybe what we can do. But what I tell you, what I'm really interested in is this. On the 10th of October, they're going to announce We Robot, right? So I think they're going to be sharing their full self-driving cars, their FSD. And what does that look like? So I think you need to be invited and you need to RSVP before midnight Sunday, October 6th, to be eligible to attend. Yeah, so they will issue tickets, but 10/10 is the date. That I think that's Taiwan's birthday, isn't it? What's Taiwan's national day? The things I know. Taiwan National Day. Taiwan National Day. Here, I'll just share this. Is this also 10/10? Let's say 11/10. 11/10? 10/10. 11/10, 10/10. It's double 10. Yeah, there you go. 10/10 is Taiwan National Day. Dude, that was a good guess, eh? Yeah, so yeah. So that's an interesting day, auspicious day. So stay tuned to that. I think we'll learn a lot more in terms of what the model will be for these FSD cars and the software updates that Tesla will be delivering to the cars. And so why do we like that? And why am I super interested in that? Well, we developed the EV commodity index, right? So you can see here it's been picking up slowly. It's come down thanks to the price of lithium, right? You can see the components here. Lithium is 48%. And I can see over here in the constituents, what is the price of lithium? Oops, it's not linking. Whoop, it should be linking. Why is it not taking me to lithium? But I should be able to go to lithium over here, and it takes me to lithium. And usually you can see the price of lithium. Oh, here, actually, why don't I do this? I can do it now. I can compare. So I can look at lithium futures, bang, and then I can compare it. And you can see, look how it correlates to lithium. So you can actually see in this graph the correlation of lithium. Lithium futures are picking up, and so EVs are coming back again. And so with FSDs, we're only going to see more EVs, right? And you're seeing the shares in the constituents here, in the doc, sorry, you can then actually have a look at the methodology in detail and see how we calculate these EV indexes and what the share is across all the different cars. Here you can see ultimately we're going to see just way more full full BEVs, right? So we won't see PHEVs, we won't see hybrids. These are more or less gone. And you can see in the pie chart what the ratio is. We should add the presentation here. We have a nice, cool presentation somewhere up here on this material. We have a lot more material. I don't know why we don't load that up here, but we'll get that up there just in case you want to see it. But more importantly, I'm super excited to see this pick up. And I think this is why we track what Tesla's doing and what some of the other EV cars are going to be doing. And not only that, I don't know, most of you know, but I've been invited. We launched the Argentina index. So let me just share that with you quickly. Argentina, you can come back. Don't cry for me, Argentina. Yeah, so here we did the Argentinian index, and look how inflation's been coming down, right? So 186, it's just coming down all the time. Bang, 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 all the time. We've got a whole bunch of data sets from Argentina that we're tracking. Here I can actually go and track it against the Big Mac. Where's the Big Mac? Big. Oh, actually, Big Mac index US. Where's the Big Mac index? Argentina, Brazil. Yeah, I'm not going to go through that. I think we need to find a better search tool for this. But anyway, here you can see Big Mac, Argentina, how that, Brazil, how the inflation's hit that. It's, oh, that was done in this price base. So you can see it here in real, in Argentinian real, or Brazilian real, sorry. And anyway, but you can see it come down. And so as a result out of that, what we've done is we've been invited to join the tech forum in Argentina on October 19th. So we'll be there. You can see some of the other people that are speaking there. So here we'll have direct representation in Argentina. Milei is hosting it together with some of his top leaders. Sergio Morales, who's been a big supporter of Truflation, coming to Argentina. So happy to be working with him. Some of the blockchain partners there, Google, Microsoft, and there you go. Stefan Roos will be there too. So lots of different participants. Manuel will be there, one of our top advisors for this part of the world, and Ariel as well. So some really good people. But what I didn't know, and what the team just shared with me, is that it seems that Elon Musk will be going for a technology conference in Argentina, and it looks like it'll be around the 23rd of October. So do you think he's going to come a bit earlier? I don't know, but yeah, well, let's see. Can I translate this now? Anyway, I should be able to translate this page. Anyway, I'm not going to do that right now. But anyway, so that's why I thought it was really interesting also to see how that pans out. So I might have to stay a little longer. But I think now that's sort of enough on the alpha. A lot of that 35 minutes of waffling on all the different activities that are happening on the macro, and a lot of insights in terms of where there might be some alpha for us to find, right? So I think one of the interesting things there is we've been developing, right? I've been telling you how we've been focused on continuing to build and offer. We've got 2 amazing products that we've been working on relentlessly and tirelessly, and those will be coming, and we'll be announcing those separately. But also, we've been building our marketplace, right? So you can come here and find anything, and that all our data sets that we've got. And you can then come here. We talked about crude oil. Here you can come and get it. You can sign up to it, find it. Oh, okay, here's it. I can get it as an API feed. And then you can unlock this, pay with this, and subscribe. We're optimizing the end goal and the output. You will then be able to store them and like them the best. And you're not seeing my tabs. But here you'll be able to then see the marketplace with all the different data feeds here. You can search them by category. You can break them down. You can have them as feeds directly into your database, into your data lake, wherever you want them, and you can then subscribe to them. And so here you can then come to oil. You can see the overview. What does it look like? You can compare it to something in here, and then you can have API access. You can download the API. You can read the developer documents to integrate that. And all of that is now set up. We're working on the final details, but what you'll be seeing down the left of this gray area here will be your favorites, right? So you'll be able to have other features here, and you'll be able to store your favorite indexes, etc. So we're just really building out this marketplace and enabling the consumption of this. All of this data is coming from the Truth Network. We're pulling all of this from the Truth Network. So that's sort of what we've been building, what the team are working on. And why is this so important? And why are we so excited about this? I mentioned to you, and you've already seen what we've been doing around the EV index. You can see here, electric vehicle, and why are products so important, like oil? Why does oil matter, right? So oil is energy. Energy is one of the most important critical assets to any economy. There was here, where's Gonzalo? There was a really good blog post by Andercott. Here's a crazy idea, right? So why we love this is ultimately, here's a crazy idea: set up a monetary system that incentivizes maximizing growth from the most single important factor of production, energy, right? So he talks about energy, looks at the different energy components, oil, gas, goes through this, talks about the gold. I mean, I don't know why gold, because M2, money supply. But I think what is interesting here, he goes into the importance of energy. Key Network, watch out for them. We really like Keyword Network, and I disclose I have supported Al and the team over there. Really good what they're working on. So and obviously he maybe goes into this a little more. But yeah, I think one of the things that I found really interesting here, and we've shared this in the past already, right? The amount of available energy is tied and heavily coupled to the prosperity and the economic growth. There are no low energy rich countries, right? So this just doesn't exist, right? And so ultimately energy matters, right? And we've been really busy on trying to make sure that these items become tradable. Why is API access so important? Because companies like Sphinx, an amazing team, have been building out a trading platform for really building out the ability to trade perpetuals associated with energy, with oil and gas, right? And so the team, we're super excited to be announcing this partnership. Team's really good, amazing builders, super hustlers. We were together in Singapore. We were together in London at the energy conference over there. And so really good team. And yeah, just super excited to be working with that. This announcement's going out today, so you get alpha now. So I think even before it went out public. So that's why you need to sign up, like, subscribe our newsletter, join our Twitter, and sign up to these channels. If you're on X, if you're on YouTube, register, log in, and sign up. I am, by the way, my Twitter is now The Real S Rust. The Real S Rust. One word, all small caps, just The Real S Rust. Take that and follow me. That's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to share with you today. There were some comments and questions from some of our community, and so I wanted to address those as well. Let me just find them, and we will address those and bring them up. But yeah, I think some of the comments were really around the shipping, and there was a lot of consensus on what we were doing there. And I have to now find where that article was. No, I've got lots of work to do still, so I'm catching up on a lot of work. But look, I won't go into the questions. I can't find them right now. But we got a lot of positive feedback from all of you, patience and support. So really happy for that. And if I can find these questions, and here they are, perfect. Okay, look, thou who seeks shall find. So 3 steps asked, a question for Truflation based on the Truflation aggregated index. The year-on-year inflation rate should be 2.07 if based on September 2023, October. Am I mistaken? No, that is correct. So when you see 1.95% right now, that is compared to the same time last year. So hope that clarifies that for you. 3 steps. Matthew, at good texture. Correct. Or just good texture. Correct take on our, the impact of the port strike. This isn't like COVID. The rest of the supply chain will soak this up. Those who do the soaking will rake in dollars and dollars of investment opportunity for as long as this continues. I mean, I'm sure it'll last a bit longer. We've seen that with Boeing. They didn't accept a 30% price raise, increase in salaries. They wanted 40%, and you can see the same with the dock workers. In their fairness, when we say 30, 40%, or we say 60%, that is not 60% in one to the next. It is over the course of a number of years. So they negotiate a 60% increase from today into 3 years' time, or whatever the term might be. So there is a term associated with that. So just a word of footnote, if you will, to the negotiations. And then here at Raphael 834370, although I don't agree with the whole dissertation, when you see our politicians, this guy is amateur hour. If you could hear what your rep was saying, it would be much worse than this. This is in response to the ILA president saying he will cripple the U.S. economy. So that's not about me. That's about the ILA president, right? And so anyway, hope you enjoyed that. That was quite long, a lot of content, and it's going to be a week with a lot of material and a lot of insights and a lot of economic data. So stay tuned to this week. Hope you enjoyed this. And we will keep you updated. Have a great weekend. And I am looking for the window that I was using to do this broadcast, and I have found it. So thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of the week. It's nearly the end of it. We got Thursday, Friday, and then we'll see you back next Tuesday. So stay tuned. We'll have a lot of announcements. Please subscribe to our newsletter, to these channels, and help us with the content. Do you like this content? Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Or give us recommendations. What would you like to hear more about from a macro perspective? How can we customize this better and tweak this for you? So thank you. Have a great weekend, and we will keep you posted as things evolve. I'll be as transparent and open as we can. I am leaning in. We're disclosing everything. We've disclosed more than we possibly could. Why? Because we believe now is the time to be as transparent and help everybody in this industry so it doesn't happen again. And everybody can learn from what happened to us so that we actually are learning as an industry going forward in terms of how to tackle this and how to minimize future exposures similar to this. Thank you all. Have a great weekend, and I will see you later.